Hey gamers, welcome to another Playback Thursday. Sorry it's been 2 weeks since the last re-airing of Season 3. I got kinda busy then went on vacation. I hope you guys will all enjoy this classic review done for Got Game in November 17th of 2008. Just as a reminder, these are older reviews and I didn't have pro quality video capturing equipment just yet. I was on a shoestring budget back then. Well, we join our review already in progress. God bless and happy gaming, folks. So sit back and relax as I highlight Star Wars The Clone Wars Lightsaber Duels. This is Review 87, if you're keeping track. Chances are most of you have seen the Clone Wars pilot in theaters back in August. Now, Anakin Skywalker has been assigned his own Padawan, but does not retain the title of Jedi Master, which upsets him greatly. The Jedi Council sends the two on a mission to rescue Jabba's child. The Republic hopes that if they can save Jabba's kid, then they will aid the Republic against Dooku. The remainder of the missions in this game are based after the Clone Wars TV show, mainly the first season anyway. Star Wars The Clone Wars Lightsaber Duels is a fighting game, where the object of the game is to defeat your opponent. The game consists of 4 difficulties, from Youngling to Grand Master. Clone Wars makes full use of the Wiimote as a lightsaber, and isn't too shabby for capturing the awesomeness. Lightsaber Duels has a few modes for the player. You have Campaign or Story Mode, where you play as the Jedi and the story is based after the Clone Wars. Up next is Challenge or Mission Mode, where the objective of each mission is to complete it by following the rules. This in turn helps you to unlock hidden characters and other stuff. Free play allows you to play any stage you want at any given time. Battle lets you duke it out in an arcade-style fighting game. There are no cutscenes in this mode, but plenty of hidden goodies throughout. Quick play, you can't choose your character and you just play the game. And finally there's 2-player mode, which actually changed my initial scoring for this game, but I'll talk about that later. Here 2 players can slug it out either as Jedi versus Jedi, or as the Sith vs. Jedi. Finally, a game that I can really swing a lightsaber. Well, sort of. You can swing the Wiimote up or down, or left to right. Stabbing is when you thrust the Wiimote forward. When you swing, make sure you try not to waggle the remote too much, unless of course you don't want to use combos. To block, hold in the B button. While blocking, you can parry your opponent by moving the Wiimote in the opposite direction. Evading is done with the A button, and the C button is your force lift. This is actually a lot of fun. Once the object is floating in the air, you can throw at your opponent by flicking the nunchuck either left or right. It's that easy. To do a force push, hold in the Z button and push the nunchuck forward. You can also add force power to your attack by holding in the Z button and swinging the Wiimote. Each character has their own special move too. For a Wii fighting game, the gameplay isn't too bad, although you can only make use of the Wiimote and not the classic controller. Sometimes during the battle you will bring up one of 3 minigames. This is kind of like a quick draw. All you need to do is follow the direction. This game follows pretty closely to the hit TV show, and that's not a bad thing. The characters in this game look very close to what you see on the show. LucasArts did that on purpose to make you feel more connected to the game and the show. All the battles take place in real time, and each stage has its own fully destructible environments and lots of stuff going on in the backgrounds, from clones fighting droids to epic space battles and even a space station crashing into a planet's atmosphere. The use of textures and backgrounds is most impressive. Not only can the environments be destroyed, but there are certain stages that can hurt the fighters too. You heard me right, stage hazards. So not only do you have to be on guard while you're fighting, but you have to pay attention to the stage itself. That really makes the fight a lot more interesting. This time around, I had a hard time picking a favorite stage. It's between the trains inside Grievous' ship, and of course this stage with all the lava, because you have like those electrical hazards. The background is just stunning, the lighting effect is great, and I just really like those 2 stages. In Lightsaber Duels, not only do you have dozens of clones and droids yelling, giving orders, shooting, and dying, but you have battles and explosions on top of all that, plus the sound effects from the lightsabers, the force lightning, and everything else. The sound effects make the action a lot more exciting and adds to the game. The voice acting is really well done, and it helps that these guys are seasoned vets, like from the 80s and 90s, especially the Transformer Soundwave who plays Count Dooku. These actors really made these characters come to life in my opinion. This game also allows for numerous conversations while in battle with over 1,000 recorded dialogue, depending on who you're fighting and what stage. The music is the only thing that wasn't very good for me. They should have stuck to John Williams' score, but that's just me, I guess. Lightsaber Duels is based after the hit TV show Star Wars: The Clone Wars on Cartoon Network, with over 100 episodes in the works. Anyway, it was important for LucasArts to capture the look and feel of the TV show for the Wii and DS games, so the developers did all they could to make the gamer feel like they were in the Clone Wars universe. Now, Lightsaber Duels gives the players the ability to wield the lightsaber like never before. The ability to pick up the Wiimote and hack away is easy for anybody to play this game. This game was built from the ground up, and it's one of the better fighting games for the Nintendo Wii to date. But it's not the first fighting game in the Star Wars series. That title goes to Masters for the PlayStation, and it was a terrible game, but it was the only Star Wars fighting game for its time. You know you wanted to play as Luke and beat up old Solo. With the reveal of the Wiimote in 2005, LucasArts had the idea to make a lightsaber game for the Nintendo Wii, also known as the Revolution back then. Shortly after the announcement of a possible game, a fan made a trailer showing two lightsabers battling. LucasArts said a Wiimote lightsaber game would come in 2007. Sadly, this was LEGO Star Wars: The Complete Saga, and fans were very upset. Then they changed their minds and said that The Force Unleashed would be the lightsaber game, and they'll include a dual mode. At E3 2008, Nintendo talked about the brand new lightsaber game for the Wii. Then Nintendo announced Wii Motion Plus to fully complete the Wiimote, and LucasArts was angry at first, but then announced that a new lightsaber game was coming in 2009. For new players, I suggest playing the game as Ahsoka. Why? Because she's very fast and good at dodging, plus she has a very strong special move. For intermediate players, I recommend playing the game as Obi-Wan Kenobi, because of his awesome combos and his force abilities. He's a pretty good balance all around too. Now, unlocking Kit Fisto, Ploon Koon, and Mace Windu are done in the challenge mode. Then play as these different characters will unlock alternate costumes and stages when you play battle mode. If you need any more help, please go to the K-Wing forum site. You said it. The characters never shut up. Enough is enough. It's worse than Dragon Ball Z almost. The 3 added mini-games can get really annoying, especially when you're in the middle of a really good duel. Depending on how good your foe is, you can lightsaber clash 6 times each round. After a while, it gets really old really fast, so if you wanted to annoy people from playing this game, just clash lightsabers 12 times a match. You have to sit there and wait for it to load too, plus the enemy can just waggle the Wiimote really fast to win the quick draws. Speaking of waggling, when playing another player, especially against Ahsoka, all the second player has to do is waggle the Wiimote really fast. It doesn't matter if that player doesn't know combos, because they're waggling, they can whoop a seasoned vet at this game, especially if you're trying to do combos and dodge. It's just not fair, but other than that, this game isn't really that bad. The best thing that I could suggest is always parry and try to run away as much as possible and get some really good force hits in. Otherwise, the waggling foe is going to beat you. Playing this game with 2 players is really what makes this game fun. From playing the computer a day or so and getting really good on Grandmaster difficulty, I wasn't quite prepared for playing another person, namely my wife. Now that was some fun battles, I'll tell you that much. Playing the computer was getting really boring, and I thought I had a really good idea what score I was going to give this game. But the second player changed my view and made me like this game a lot more. Now, K-Wife doesn't really like fighting games, so I was really surprised that she actually enjoyed playing this. Now, we had some pretty intense battles, too. Unless she was playing as Ahsoka. Still, we spent a good 3 hours the other night playing this, and it was so much fun. I just really loved playing it, and it's hard to predict what the second player is going to do, and even if they're waggling the Wiimote and you're using the combos and stuff, you still have to be on your toes and evade and block and it's just a lot of fun, and there's very few Wii fighting games that I can think of that are actually a lot of fun to play. Not to mention, there are destructible environments in this game too, so if I want to take my lightsaber and like hack away at like a nearby post or some type of object, I can cut the thing in two, and then I can throw it at my wife. In the game, that is. Plus, the force powers are really great. I love the ability to pick up things and throw it. I loved all the lighting effects. If you've been stuck playing single player, play 2 players in order to understand how much fun this game can really be. Trust me, I know single player can get really boring pretty quick, but it is necessary for you to play it to unlock characters, hidden alternate outfits, and costumes. What makes the game bearable for single player is the amazing cutscenes and the stellar voice acting. Plus, you have a few other modes that you can play by yourself. However, the best reason to get this game is the multiplayer ability. It's not easy to predict your friends or your family's attacks, and most matches are really anybody's guess. So that's what makes this game a lot of fun. Anyone in your family will be able to pick up the lightsaber and be able to play right off the bat, and that's really part of the charm of this game. So for you parents out there, this would probably be a really good idea for little kids for Christmas. For older Star Wars fans, I have a mixed opinion about it. I was ready to give this game a 4 out of 5, but after playing 2-player and having so much fun, I have to give it a 6, which is pretty good. Well, that does it for me, guys. God bless and happy gaming. Thank you so much for watching, and stay glued to Got Games for more of my reviews.